Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Govinda, Nityananda, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna. All right, let's chant a little japa here together. Thank you for coming, everybody. We'll do a little afternoon thing here. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Hari Hari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Turn your mics on and let's chant. Krishna Hare Hare,
Rama Hare Hare,
Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna
Rama
Rama Hare
Rama Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Rama Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna Hare Hare,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Rama
Hare Hare,
Rama Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Rama Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Krishna Hare
Rama
Hare,
Rama, Hare Hare,
Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare Rama
Krishna
Rama
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Hare
Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna
Rama, Rama Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare,
Hare Rama Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Rama
Hare Rama, Hare
Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna
Rama, Rama Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare, Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare, Rama
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Hare, Krishna
Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare
Hare,
Rama,
Rama
Rama Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna Hare Hare, Rama Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Hare, Hare Rama Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare, Hare
Hare. Hare Rama,
Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Rama
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Hare,
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare Rama.
Krishna Hare Hare,
Rama Rama,
Hare
Hare Hare. Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare, Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Rama, Hare Rama.
Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna
Rama Rama, Hare
Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Hare
Ram,
Krishna.
Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare. Hare Ram, Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna,
Rama
Krishna,
Rama, Hare
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare.
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Krishna, 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 Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Rama, Hare Rama.
Krishna,
Rama Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, 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 Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Radha,
Hare Krishna.
Radha, Radha, Radha,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Radha,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama
Radha,
Rama, Hare
Radha,
Radha
Radha,
Rani, Radha Rani, Bhakti Devi, Radha Rani, Radha Rani, Radha Rani, Radha Rani, Radha Radhika, 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 Radhika. Radhika, Radhika. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare.
Raghunath, Rupa, Rupa, Sanata, Rupa, Sanata,
Rupa Goswami. Rupa Goswami. Rupa Goswami. Rupa Goswami. Saraswati. Saraswati Goswami. Saraswati Goswami. Shiva.
Raghunath,
Raghunath
Raghunath
Goswami.
Das, Raghunath Das, Raghunath Das,
Raghunath Das Goswami. Raghunath Das Goswami.
Haridas, 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 Haridas,
Haridas
Haridas, 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 Haridas,
Haridas
Krishna
Thakur.
Sri
Sri Krishna
Chaitanya,
Chaitanya.
Nityananda,
Sri Krishna Chaitanya.
Nityananda,
Sri Krishna Chaitanya.
Nityananda, Nityananda, Nityananda,
Nityananda.
Nityananda, Nityananda,
Nityananda. Oh my God.
Nityananda, Nityananda,
Oh my God.
Gauranga,
Oh my God.
Gauranga,
Nityananda.
Gauranga, 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 Chandra, Gaura
Goraka, Goraka, Gorachatra, Gorachatra.
Gora Chandra, Gora Chandra, Gora Chandra, Gora Chandra, Gora Chandra, Goranga, 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 Gora Chandra,
Hare
Gora
Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Vishvambara,
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 Gora Chandra, Gora
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Gora Chandra, Gora Gora Chandra Chandra.
Gora Chandra, Gora Chandra,
Guru Chandra.
Krishna, Radha,
Radhika. Radhika.
Right.
Radhika. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Guru Chandra, Guru Chandra.
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Shri Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Sri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Yeah. Reading from Bhakti Ratnakara. Yeah. And let's see, I'll give this to Lalita also here. Copy. See the private chat. There it is. Paste. Okay, there you go. And what happened to it? Oh, I see. Krishna, Krishna. Yeah, this is text number 833, 8 to 851. Following the method of writing of the four Goswamis, numerous devotees had written many books. Only those who had obtained the favor of the deity of devotion could realize the real meaning of these books. Isn't that our preaching? Only those who realized the real deity of devotion could understand the meaning of these books. Yeah. So that's why we have to come in line. You come in line, and then you'll realize that deity of devotion. See, you follow the process, and it works. You don't follow, it doesn't work. Yeah. Only those who have attained the favor of the deity of devotion could realize the real meaning of these books. Yeah. The Vedas and Puranas spoke highly about the greatness of devotion, but a real and genuine devotee could do anything, however difficult it may be. Through the Vedas and the Puranas had described the glory of devotion. Only a genuine devotee knows exactly what devotion is. Man, I love this, man. This is so conclusive. And that's why you don't see it preached, because very few persons know what devotion actually is. I've seen some Christians, they know, but in the amongst the Vaishnavas, gurus and followers, very few, if any. It's that rare. It's a great secret. It's Radharani, after all. Oh, my dear friends, I wish I could sing the glories of devotion and of genuine devotees throughout my life. And that's it, man. That's the path. And when you realize that, that's all one will do. You'll never praise anything else unless you have a meal from Janaki and Lalita Ganga. Then you might praise that. Oh, my dear friends, I wish I could. Yes. I wish not to be touched by any heretics who halt devotion and devotees. O my respected devotees of Gaur, who is the supplier of all desires for his devotees, be kind to me, because I want to be ever obedient to the feet of Srinivas. Biography of Srinivasacharya. The universe should be grateful to Srinivasacharya for his taking birth here. Srinivas revealed himself in Gaudadesh, Nilachal, and Vrindavan. If I am fortunate enough, I will be able to give a detailed description of his revealment, but now I am trying to present his history from his birth. He was born in a family of a Brahmin named Chaitanya. who used to live in a village named Srikhanda on the bank of the river Ganges. The ceremony of his Chunakrama had taken place there, and he became a scholar in all the Shastras in a short time. When he came to know the glory of Sri Krishna Chaitanya, he became so ecstatic that he at once started for Kshetra via Srikhanda. He cherished the hope of meeting Sri Chaitanya Chandra and his associates in Nilachal. On his way, he heard the news of the worldly disappearance of Prabhu Chaitanya and sank into the depths of extreme misery. Prabhu, who was a great lover of and life of his devotees, appeared before him in a dream. Prabhu consoled him in various ways and directed him to go to Nilachal to meet his other associates there. There he got every favor from the associates of Prabhu, who advised him to go to Gaudadesh. He could not control his own restless mind, and so he again started for Nilachal via Srikhanda. The news of the worldly disappearance of Pandit Goswami. Before he could reach Ajipur, he came to know that Gadadhar Pandit Goswami had disappeared from the world. The news broke his heart, and he fainted on the ground. He began to cry so bitterly that even the stone seemed to melt with it. Pandit Goswami consoled him very much through a dream and advised him to go to Gaudadesh again. Some madness crept over his mind, but he did not reveal it to anyone. On his way to Gaudadesh, he suddenly came to know the news about the worldly disappearance of Nityananda and Advaita. This time he firmly decided to give up his own life, but the two Prabhus appeared before him and sweetly consoled him in various ways. In the morning, he started for Gaudadesh and visited Navadvip and other places. He also visited Srikhanda, from where he hastily went to Vrindavan and dedicated himself to the feet of Sri Gopal Bhatta. He met Narottam there and then studied the books written by the Goswamis. The Goswamis ordered him to go to Gauda and circulate their books. In Vana Vishnupura, the king of Vishnupur stole the books, but he had to return the books to Srinivas and to take shelter under the gracious feet of Srinivas. Srinivas got married. Srinivas got married under the suggestion of Sarkara Thakur, and after some days he went to Vrindavan again. He returned to Gaudadesh shortly from Vrindavan and began to stay with Narottam happily. Prabhu Virachandra helped them a lot by arranging Sankirtan in which they could absorb themselves all the time. They used to circulate the Goswami books everywhere, which helped many sinners to get rid of their sins. They accepted many disciples there who used to take pleasure in reading these books. You see, this is the process. They accepted many disciples. They had to. Unless you cannot understand this philosophy unless you go through that gate, that narrow gate. Yeah, this is bullshit, this Johann teaching like this, that you don't need a guru and all that stuff. It is not. Everywhere we read, it says that. and that's how you please Krishna, and you please Guru and Krishna. Only that way. Yeah, it's isn't it nice to have these books so you can see the way it really is? And these speculators, the people that dare, they come here for 6 years and they learn nothing. Simply because they don't sincerely go through the gate. They met many persons like Johann, and they actually converted them because after a while, with the kind of preaching of that truth, it goes in and sets people free, and they realize it. Even here, those who had that hypocritical bent, they start like thinking, "Hey, man, I want to get rid of this." Yeah, you want to taste transcendental mellows? You want to chant the holy name with happiness? You want the real life? Yeah, this is real life, man. Yeah. Oops, I lost it. Where'd it go? Yeah. See, they used to circulate the Goswami books everywhere, which helped many sinners get rid of their sins. You see, that's another reason these books are important. They need to be understood as they are. See? Only those who are blessed by the deity of devotion can understand these books, and preach the real conception in the vision of the revealed scriptures. And then that formula results in one being liberated from this cycle of birth and death forever. It's the only real feasible path. After enjoying his days in Gaudadesh, he came again to Vrindavan, and a channel of communication had been established by Gaudadesh and Vrindavan. Oh, my dear listeners, I am an ignorant person, but I do not know how to describe the most devoted character of a devotee like Srinivas. So please listen to me with patience. I also dare to suggest you keep away from the touch of heretics who are always indulge in wrong debates. Heretics, isn't that interesting? Let me look at the definition of a heretic. Doesn't sound good, does it? Okay. A person who holds controversial opinions, especially one who publicly dissents from the officially accepted dogma of the Roman. Now, that is a bullshit definition. Can you believe that? Listen to this again. This is a bullshit, but I can't believe they actually put that in there. A person who holds controversial opinions, that ain't conclusive. You must have a controversial opinion because most people don't have the right opinion. Especially the Catholic Church. Boy, talk about who's in charge of that book. Writing definition. I heard that they were changing definitions in the books, like to make it like the Catholic Church is the authority. And if you don't believe their bullshit, you're in the you're a heretic. They said that about Jesus, actually. Yeah. But let's see if we can get a better definition. The meaning of a heretic is a person who differs opinion from the established religious dogma. I don't even like that word, dogma, especially a baptized member of the Roman Catholic Church. Yeah, okay. A person whose belief that are opposed to the official belief of a church that the church considers wrong. Okay. All right. So we could use that definition. Are you okay, Lalita? You seem a little bit. Yeah? Yeah? Yeah. So the a heretic is actually most people are heretics. It's the opposite. When you have these institutional religions like the Catholic Church, Vaishnavism, like the ISKCON and all these, they're filled with heretics because their opinion actually differs from the real opinion. See, you notice the opinion in this book glorifies devotion, and those who get the benediction of the deity of devotion, they're the ones who have the right understanding, all of that. The heretics don't preach that. See? But the few people who do are the ones who have that benediction of the deity of devotion. Mahamurti does. Yeah. All right, let's see here. Oh, my dear, listen. Oh, yeah, I read that. Okay. I also dare suggest you keep away from the touch of heretics who are always indulged in wrong debates. Yeah, wrong debates. People, they have these speculations, and I hear this all the time. Wrong debate is not giving the real simple, clear, logical, truthful, realized, experienced opinion. See, that's what delivers people. That was in the books, and they were explained by the Goswamis, and it removed their sins. It removed their ignorance. People are in ignorance because they follow the wrong paths. They follow these paths, like I told you, the one devotee, nice devotee, a lot of they're a lot of sincere, nice people, but your speculations, your heresy, yeah, it just doesn't give you the proper result, and that's why it takes so many lifetimes. All you need is the books like this and a devotee who has got the benediction of the deity of devotion and proves it, and you could see that the devotion keeps coming and actually awakens in other people who are faithful in what they preach. It's really kind of simple. People, they don't understand this. The heretics are the ones. I mean, if people can just admit they're hypocrites and heretics and they don't have the mercy of the Lord, and they glorify their gurus like this guy. Oh, well, my guru, I must have gotten something. Yeah, what did you get? Well, I must have gotten something. Well, what did you must have gotten? Well, I don't know. They don't know. They got to say something. They got to say, yeah, I must have gotten something. What is that? They can't tell you. They don't know because they didn't get anything really significant. What is memorizing? And can you imagine preaching to people all these things they don't understand? You don't understand? And you all shake your head. Wow, this is fantastic. What was fantastic? Nobody's ever asked that question. Only one that has the benediction of the deity of devotion would. Because they're logical, they're clear, because God is clear and they're buddies with the Lord. Don't you want to be a buddy with the Lord? Just give up your speculations there. Give up your New Age stuff. Faith in the New Age. Have faith in this path taught by real devotees. That's why you see, if you become a real disciple here, is no different than when you became a disciple when this was taught. This bhakti was taught 500 years ago by this devotee Srivas in Narottam. Okay? This is a revival of that. People's sins were forgiven. Speculation will not get rid of your sins. It's ignorance in that. See? The happiness of devotees is just to relish the truth, to taste the truth and present it as it is, even though it pisses off most people. Most people believe in illusion. That's the problem. They believe in heresy. And, they said that about Jesus. He was a heretic. The Pharisees who were heretics. See, they didn't understand the opinion of the Bible. Jesus did. That's why people got the Holy Spirit with Jesus. See, that's why the people get the real spirit of devotion here, because this opinion is what's actually in the book. And that's why that guy that was preaching, that nice devotee, nice, not good enough to be nice, you got to be better than nice, doesn't have it. And his guru didn't preach. He got the result of his guru, just memorized all these things like his guru memorized all these things. And everybody said, oh, they're all pure devotees. See? And therefore, what happens? All you got is religion for a whole generation, and the next generation, more religion until a real devotee comes, even one who has the benediction of the deity of devotion, who really understands these books and really unlocks these books. When I was with Narayan Raj, he was always preaching, I came here to unlock Prabhupada's books, unlock Prabhupada's books. Oh, really? Well, if you really unlock Prabhupada's books, you would unlock the devotion that he had. But that didn't happen. And that's just the truth. You people, you Narayan Raj devotees, you have to understand the facts of life. You did not get devotion there. You cannot prove it. Like I hear that guy, he's given a class, nice guy, he just committed his whole life to devotional service, but didn't get the results because Prabhupada's books were not unlocked. The Ritviks can't unlock. Look at Balaram. He thinks he unlocked Prabhupada's books. No devotion there. Doesn't even know what it is. He sees it every day with you, and he doesn't believe in it. That's a heretic. Sorry, Balaram, you're just a heretic without any hair. Heretics should have some hair. The bald guy, and he's bald, right? No hair. Hair. What kind of heretic are you, Balaram, without any hair? The Ritviks, they're all like that. Then you got the living dead gurus. See? They're walking around and they're sitting at the table looking like they should wear suits and ties. The material look, really, material, earthy, very really down to earth. And they got these sannyas uniform. They're like uniform. They put on, they're looking, they're totally out of character. They should have a suit and tie, like materialists. That's what we got in this Kali Yuga. That's a heretic. They also are bald. They should grow some hair if they got any. See, we're not heretics. See, no hair. Honest. Yeah. They accepted many disciples there who used to take pleasure in reading these books. See? Pleasure in reading the books, actually more chanting the books. See? The reading thing is, again, not translated properly. See? But you could say reading, just by reading the books, chanting the books, looking over the words, chanting the verses. See, that's the whole point of chanting the mantras, right? So the ecstatic love awakens. Yeah. When I was in Radhakund, they were really big on saying chanting is lower than meditating on the Leela. All right, Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada never agreed with that. I never agreed with that. What is this? There's the sound of the vibration. That's why we got a mouth, man. That's why we got the ear. See? And then you meditate. That happens spontaneously on the sound, and then the revelation comes. Now the absorption comes. People don't know that. They're not experienced devotees. See? And they teach differently. I see this again and again. People are heretics. They just, their opinion differs from the way it actually is. Yeah? They say, well, I got to give you your relationship. You're a gopi, you're a manjari. Here, you meditate like this. Not chanting, just like Manorama gave up that path finally because she couldn't do it. She said, I can't meditate all day on my manjari form. What kind of manjari form? You think she's a manjari? You got to act like a manjari. Manjaris, when they chant the holy name of the Lord, they become very ecstatic and tears pour out of their eyes. They laugh like mad women or men. Does she do that? She started to get something, but when you leave the path, you fall back into the cycle of birth and death. You become mundane, attracted to family again. Family and friends become all in all. And then maybe you go to the temple once in a while. Go visit Vrindavan, but not understand Vrindavan. The deities don't talk to you. Your gurus don't talk to you because they don't know. They just give you another opinion. They hide the Dham. What do you think?
can only enjoy the holy Dham when you met the living holy Dham. Then it's really. But
The one
otherwise,
that talks to you, that gives you conclusive understanding. That's why you need the books, and you need the devotees. You see, the Goswamis did not send those books alone, did they? They sent them with the empowered preachers that had the blessings of the Vaishnavas and the deity of devotion. And those books were preached by them, and whoever accepted their opinion. See, it always differs from the opinion of the heretics. The heretics have a different opinion, and that's why that verse says a great sage is not a great sage unless their opinion differs from others. See? Because that's the opinion. How many people have the blessing of the deity of pure devotion and pure prema? You can't even count them on 2 fingers. You might find one. And then when one is preaching, then you might find 2 or 3 or 4 made by that devotee. That's why you got to hear here for a long time, because you got to get it really clear that the preaching here is different than ISKCON, Gaudiya Samiti, and Radhakund Babaji's, or wherever you're going, the Muslim temple, or these Christians. You got to really get it, that it's different. Okay? And it's unique and very, very rare. This delivers you out of illusion. That's why you got to hear here a lot for a long time, and sincerely, and listening attentively, and really want to get out of this cycle of birth and death, to be really motivated for that, to know. I mean, have you not seen the pains that you go through and that others are going through, depending on what kind of ignorance they're under? The pain of going through a death and then having to come back again. See, this finishes it all. That's why you got to really be motivated. That's why I say this is a great time. I'm so happy I'm born at this time. If I was born like generations back when people are living pretty good and they don't really care about these things, then the preaching is, they're not motivated. They think, why do I have to believe in God? I got everything I need. See, that's the problem. When you're too comfortable in this world, you're not motivated you don't see that this is miserable. So yeah, but that's why you see the Lord knows the demons are always going to harass you at some point. They harass the demigods. Look at the demigods. They're good people. They live in the heavenly planets, and at some point the demons come after them. They want to take over. They have this bent. They want to control everything. You notice that even here you got that Klaus Schwab's. They want to control everything. That's their nature. They don't want to give you anything. No freedom, zero. See, that's why in 10th canto, the Pandavas, Duryodhana, and that kingdom that was impious, there was a lot of demons there. And that kingdom didn't want to give the Pandavas, who were actually the rightful heirs, and they were the good guys, They didn't want to give them any land on that would even fit on the head of a pin. That's the way it is. That's why the Lord wants to help us. And that's why this is a great opportunity when you start seeing, 15-minute cities, and your freedom is being, your rights are being taken away. AI is coming over and is going to like track and trace everything. Where are you going to go? All is happening everywhere, all countries. Where's anybody going to go? Who are you going to listen to? Who are you going to believe when everybody's lying to you practically? Yeah, you don't even know on the videos if anybody's real now. See, it's a terrible time. It's been prophesied in the Bible. Jesus says, oh boys, that's going to be woe unto those who, especially if they have babies at this time. If you do have babies, if you're here, you're lucky. Very lucky. Yeah. So this is the way out. This is the formula, man. Follow the formula. We just revived the formula. All you need are the real books. We got those. We got Prabhupada's books. We got the Goswami books. You see, that's very intact. I vouch that is very conclusive. These statements, they're beautiful. Yeah. Yeah. And then you just need the living devotee to preach them that has the benediction of the deity of devotion. And you get devotion and you have a new life. Do you have a new life, Lalita? Is it different than any other? Yeah.
Completely different. I'm carried, I'm supported, I'm shining inside. I have a completely different life. I'm never alone anymore. I have completely different desires, and everything is fulfilled. I'm immediately with my Lord whenever I want to. Yeah, it's you just realize how empty your life have been all those years before. You only know that when you have this fulfilling.
Yeah. So Jesus, he said, I have life and I can give it to you abundantly. See, you become a disciple. It's like becoming a son. You're born of the word, of the truths that they preach. It's just they're just preaching the conceptions in the book in a pristine way. See, and it purifies your empties you out, and then you get the birth of who we really are. We're spirit, we're souls, eternal, immortal souls. Yeah, like Freddie said in her class, he says the soul is never contaminated. Well, the super soul is never contaminated. And the supreme and the real soul is only they're looking, it's contaminated. It's not really contaminated, it's covered. Its vision is covered by looking at the modes of nature. See? And so not looking at the super soul. There's a problem. The super soul, they don't have communication. They're misdirected by everybody not directing you to the super soul that is pure and is purifying. Okay? And you're not attracted, even in religion, you're not attracted. That's why people just superficially worshiping, because they're not really attracted to look at the super soul. They don't know the nature of the super soul. If a real devotee comes before them, manifesting the super soul quality of devotion and conclusive understanding of things as they are, they don't want to look at that. No, this is wrong. Everything is wrong. See? And they look the other way. They run away. See, therefore they don't get purified. And then they look at their speculations. And that happens all the way into religion. In the world, politics of the world, different religions, so many speculations that hide the super soul. That's why Jesus came. The external manifestation of the super soul is the devotee like that, who's got the benediction of devotion. They're the big brother we need. If you watch that movie, George Orwell, 1984, you'll see the big brother was manifested. It took the place of like the super soul. It took the place of guru. So they had a television in everybody's house. And behind the television was the big brother, materially motivated, always lying to people, cheating them, trying to control them, make them miserable, see, torture them, see, give them wrong advice, and all of that. So that's, you could say big brother, that television is like guru. See, you're following what it's saying, like, see, and it's coming from a higher source somewhere else. But that source is polluted. See, so the principle, the opposite of that is the bona fide spiritual master who is like that television set, broadcasting. See, broadcasting, the word like television does, broadcasting from that higher, and they're here in this world and manifesting from that higher source, that pure source of the super soul. That's why you must have big brother. Big brother is another word for having a bona fide spiritual master. And hearing the broadcast of the higher source of these books as they are, because very powerful broadcast. It liberates you out of illusion. See, takes you to see when you see those devotees, you start to see the real Lord through your ears. See, that purifies your heart. Okay? Otherwise, you're looking this way, man, all the way up through religion. Their broadcasts are always tainted and more or less poison from the Kalya. You know, their religion is like Kalya being in Vrindavan, in where people go to drink that Yamuna water, that pure water, right? But it's polluted with Kalya there inside that water. See, that's the speculators, the heretics. See, they come into that Vrindavan. See, they're gurus and sannyasis. See, and people come to God. They want the water. They want to hear the word, right? Hear the word. You go to a church to hear the word. You go to the temples really to go to the class and hear the word, or at least you should. See, but they speak the word. They represent the word with a forked tongue. They don't represent the word. They don't understand the word themselves, and you think you're going to get liberated there. See? False hope. Today on Harinam, we met a man who said he pays ISKCON College to learn. And we said to him, come into our Sangha. He said, how much? And we replied, it's free. And all of you have to do is pay attention with a sincere heart. Yeah. They pay for everything over there now, Pay to be a Brahmin in some places.
A lot of money if you go to that college. In Belgium is the same. A lot of money.
A lot of money, yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing? It's where this is 1,000 times better than something like ISKCON College. Because here you have persons who have the blessing of the deity devotion. And you really learn here. There it's just wasting your time. You're in idle. You're learning from people. Like you can say these teachers are like televisions, right? They're like your big brother. You're learning. You go there to learn, right? But they haven't realized Krishna. They're not purified by contact with the super soul. They're not intimate relatives of the super soul, who counsels them. Like Jesus, he said, you're going to get the Holy Spirit, holy, the Holy Spirit isn't manifest, and you go to them to learn. That's how ridiculous this Kali Yuga is. People don't know that. And then they'll fault me for telling them the truth. The truth is you're more or less wasting your time. You're not really learning anything significant. Here, you want to learn about Krishna consciousness. You got experienced devotees experiencing prema and pure devotion. Therefore, they have the right understanding. Their Bhagavad Gita's personified. Yeah. You're going to get to the kingdom even in this life if you're a sincere student and you listen here attentively and you have spirit and develop spiritual greed that you really want this. Why not? Why shouldn't you get what they had 550 years ago with Srinivas and Shamananda and Narottam? Isn't the same bhakti here? What's the difference? Same bhakti. It's in the real line. We have the real books. There's no excuse for not really getting it. Okay? Only insincerity is what holds people back. Like coming here for material motive. See, so Johann got what he wants. He came here in order so he can give his classes and to, be important and to be loved, even though it's not real love, because he doesn't love anybody. He doesn't really care about anybody. It's all words. Because until you realize the Lord, you can't care about anybody. I thought I was being cared for being in ISKCON for 5 years. They didn't care about me. When I was used up and burnt out, they threw me away like a dish rag. Didn't even give me money for a bus ticket to California. All the service I did, all the money, they didn't give a shit. Am I bitter? No, thank you, Lord. Hey, man, at least I got out. So glad that when I got out, I felt relieved. See, because they're like televisions with material motives coming down, from the GBC meetings is like, the Big Brother out there. And they come up with, well, we can control the little ants over there like this. They don't care about anybody. They can't, because they're serving the illusory energy. It's all false. Gurus, many of them, they don't care about you. See? You know why? Because they don't care about Krishna. Okay? That's real care. Real care is to awaken people to their relationship with Krishna so that Krishna can care for them. Otherwise, people they're orphans in this world. Even Prabhupada said you shouldn't even be a father or a mother unless you can deliver your disciples or your children, really. Okay? But that really applies to being a spiritual master. You shouldn't be a spiritual master unless you can deliver your dependents who sincerely want deliverance. Those who are not so sincere, what are you going to do? Do the best you can. It's like any families. You got some good persons and not so good. Happens, right? And people, they move along as fast as they can move along. Yeah. My dear listeners, oh yeah, I read this. Please sink into the depth of Bhakti Ratnakara. I be Narahari Das, taking shelter of the feet of Srinivasacharya, is in my mind, daringly undertake the effort of writing this book, Bhakti Ratnakara. See, taking shelter of the feet. What do you take shelter of the feet physically? Many hypocrites doing it. You know how many people take shelter of the feet of Prabhupada, go and they obeisances, grab those feet of the statue there, and did they really take the shelter of the feet? No, the feet is the service of those feet, the service of that devotee, service by hearing, starting with hearing, being purified by the word. That's the feet of the devotee. That's how you get the feet of the Lord. You become a transcendentally engaged, loving service of the Lord, not just a Vaidhi person doing it because you're supposed to, or engaged in Vaidhi service from a Vaidhi guru who is not realized, or a guru like Prabhupada and Bhaktisiddhanta and Bhaktivinoda who were spontaneously awakened devotees, but look at you and say, they don't even like devotion, so therefore we can't even show it to them. It will get them so purified, they'll turn against us. They'll be bewildered by what comes up, and they'll start to think that we're heretics when they're heretics. They'll call us what? What did that Johann call us? Call Gohari Das? Linkart, a false person. Can you imagine 6 years here? See, they project that on the real devotees. That's why Prabhupada didn't show most of the people, or practically anybody, these things, or bhaktis. They kept it private, because it would start purifying them, and all their shit comes up, all their crappy thoughts, and they identify with them, and they'll start calling Prabhupada and Bhakti Siddhanta a linker. Did you see that guy, who was a Prabhupada disciple, and said, now I know Prabhupada because of the representatives of the Prabhupada. Nobody really represented him properly except here. And we represent the deeper truths here. And he turned against Prabhupada and said some very bad things. I had to correct him. That's why don't go anywhere. Don't go to Johann. Don't go to these people if you're not ready to open your mouth and bust their bullshit. Because if you can't do that, then don't go listen anywhere. Because if I hear anything, I just tell them, man. And I did. Chapter 2. Glorification of Sri Gaura Sundar and associates. Are you know where I am here? Can you see?
I will go to chapter 2. Just a minute.
Yeah.
Because I was at chapter 8 and I couldn't follow, because you said something about verse 800.
Okay.
So now, just a minute, sorry. I was going so slow.
Yeah, you just keep looking, and I'll start chanting the verses. Just find chapter 2. All glories to Gaura Krishna, who charmed the universe as the Lord of Nadia, and was the life of his devotees. Now that's love. That's attraction. The Lord actually came there. See, and they were attracted to his words. They were attracted to his actions. See? And then when you have a real devotee associate in this world, you have the same chance to get purified. So you're attracted to their words, you're attracted to their behavior, their qualities, their ecstasy, and not to come, and come here with material motives, and you're not sincere. Are you ready?
No, I'm not there yet.
Okay, keep going, but mute your mic because it's until you get.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Sorry. We'll do it.
He always gets so like, ooh, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to. Yeah. All glories to Vasudeva and Sarvabhauma Vasupati and Ramananda, a great lover of Krishna. See, a great lover of Krishna. That's what we need to do. We need associates of true, genuine, great lovers of Krishna. See? And if you're not a lover of Krishna, what is the use of such association? That person can't do anything for you. All that person can do is give you troubles. See? But if you're around devotees who are great lovers of Krishna, now you've found real jewels. You've found real gold, real treasure. Because when you find those who are great lovers of Krishna, you find out who the real Krishna is through them. as them, being close to them. Therefore, that's what it's all about. Life in the whole universe is all about being around great lovers of Krishna. And that's why the Lord came as a great lover of Krishna. See, and people just don't understand these things. You know, like the devotee yesterday, he says, actually, Lord Chaitanya didn't give devotion. What are you talking about? He came as a great lover of Krishna. So many people got devotion because of the Lord. Look at the fisherman. He just touched him. He got devotion. These guys, I'm sorry, you know, you're a nice guy if you watch the video, but still, you know, you're just inconclusive. If people will just repent by admitting, you know what, I don't really know Krishna consciousness. I need to go around it, find an experienced devotee. Yeah. Yeah. It's like if a person comes here and they see the devotees chanting and crying and laughing and all that, and then they hear these conclusive statements that go against their understanding. Okay? If you're attached to that, you're going to go against this. If you've never seen devotion, or your guru said, oh, don't ever show devotion, don't ever show devotion. Well, in the Narayan Maharaj group, I didn't see anybody that had any devotion to show anyway. It wasn't even trying to bubble out. Maybe one or two persons. But generally, no. But don't show it. See, don't show it. So that really sets a precedent. If anybody comes showing devotion, now everybody doesn't believe in who they're worshiping, because Lord Chaitanya was very devoted. He had a lot of devotion and ecstasy. He showed it to the world, taught the glories of it. His devotees taught the glories of it. My God, man. The people worshiping God are actually against God. Isn't it amazing? They're worshiping the Lord and the Hare Krishna movement, and Krishna, Krishna is so conclusive. He glorifies devotion. Man, that's why, you know, he came as a devotee, because he was very attracted to the devotion Radharani had for him. He's very attracted to all his devotees' devotion. He's unsteady because of it. He's going to one devotee, to another devotee, to another devotee, because like a bee to devotion. See? So that's why this is so highly purifying, because people are so contaminated. They don't appreciate what is really real, what is really true, what is really valuable. Okay, ready? Yeah. Read.
Yeah. Which verse, Guru Maharaj?
You can start with all glories to Gadadhar, verse number 3.
Yeah. All glories to Gadadhara Pandita, Srivas, Sri Svarupa, Vakreshvara, and Haridas. All glories to Vasudeva Sarvabhauma, Vakashpati, and Ramananda, a great lover of Krishna. All glories to Pundarika Vidyanini, Sri Jagadananda Pandita, and Sanjaya. All glories to Vidya, Vakashpati, and Srinatha Chakravarti. Oh glories, oh glories.
These are all devotees of Krishna who are great lovers of Krishna, great lovers of Lord Chaitanya. He's not saying all glories to ordinary persons. No. He's not saying all glories to mundane devotees. No. He's saying all glories to those who are deeply, purely attached to Krishna. Lovers of Krishna. And if you're a lover of Krishna, people don't know what that is, because who's a lover of Krishna? They don't even think about asking that question. You can go be in 40 years in ISKCON, you never ask the question, well, who is the great lover of Krishna? A very important question to ask. Well, if you're a great lover of Krishna, you have symptoms, ecstatic emotions, like they demonstrated before, but not in the last. They didn't demonstrate to the public. You remember in Vrindavan, Krishna, he showed this devotion. He showed the relationships, the deep relations he had with his devotees. See, and those who came there and saw it were really benefited, like Uddhava and Akura. It brought them to a whole nother level and desire and greed for a deeper relationship with the Lord. And then the Lord disappears and said, for a long time I have not shown this devotion publicly. I kept it sealed in Vrindavan. So that's why he preached it, he showed it, he demonstrated it, he glorified this path. And therefore people got the result of whatever a great man does, common men follow. Great man shows devotion in this world. See, he does, acts. Not acts in your room. Okay, that was necessary for a while, but not now. See, whatever a great man does in his room, common men follow. No, they never seen what he did in his room. Whatever a great man does, what did you see Bhakti Siddhanta do? And Prabhupada? Rules, regulations, well, especially Bhakti. He did a lot of rules, a lot of sannyas, a lot of fasting. And then in his room, he did this, what Lord Chaitanya did. It wasn't time to show because it puts you through a lot of purification, as we see here. A lot of people, they came to him and Prabhupada because they wanted to imitate Prabhupada. They wanted to be guru, just like Johann. He came here because he wants to be guru. He wants his own opinion to be preached. He wants to preach his own opinion. He thinks his opinion is right. And otherwise, he never believed in the opinion of his guru. That's why you see Krishna knows the heart. He knows that this person's not a devotee yet. See? He's a speculator. He's a heretic. So that's the path, man. It's very simple, isn't it? We preach it as it is, man. Go ahead, read on.
All glories to Gadadhara Dasa, Narahari Dasa, and Sri Mukunda. All glories to Sri Vaju Ghosh, Gauri Dasi, Dhanajaya, Banamali, and Sri Garuda Mahasaya. All glories to Vallabha Acharya and Via Haridas.
Okay,
Whoa.
all right. Okay, move on. Go to I adore the numerous.
Yeah, I see. It's number 19.
Yeah.
I adore the numerous Chaitanya devotees from whom Sri Krishna Chaitanya is the life and soul.
Yeah, if you don't if you don't adore the devotees of Lord Chaitanya, and you're lucky if you find one nowadays. Back then there were more, and actually after the Lord disappeared, there were a lot less because they all started going too, because they came here to participate in Leela. That was their purpose. And the ones who were left over to continue the line for a while. See? All you have to do is adore one, but not like they do in cults and stuff. If you listen long enough, natural appreciation for what the devotee is bringing to this world, this uncommon, happiness you get, the uncommon treasure you find, the end all and be all of life. Naturally this awakens in your heart. You see, your guru is actually the Lord came as guru, not in the Mayavadi way, but he empowers the devotee, and the devotee knows very well about yoga maya, and how that potency works. As we teach about rasa, not to become one with God like that. Rasa, to commune with the Lord in your glory and his glory. Okay? It's all about that. And otherwise you're lost in the Mayavadi oneness thing, you don't have the service attitude. The devotees are serving the Lord to taste the sugar, to commune with God through their service to the Lord, through hearing, through chanting, through remembering. Or whatever you're doing for the Lord and the Lord's devotees. Might be cooking for a devotee, cooking for the Lord. See? And you're engaged in the loving service of the Lord. And, see? That's life. That's the truth. And to get that, you have to come and get purified. No doubt about it. Go ahead, read on.
I adore the devotionally qualified listeners for their attention. Now, be patient. I will tell you something more.
Yeah, you see, I adore the devotionally qualified listeners for their attention. The devotees, naturally, because the Lord has accepted all these real devotees. Why wouldn't you adore them? Adoring them is it like you get the mercy of the Lord and the Lord's devotees. Adore, this word adore has been, nowadays it's kind of like people don't like it generally because so many people don't understand what these things are. They think you're a cult, if you adore some leader, because a lot of leaders are not really qualified. But people, they have this adoration thing. But usually, you very rarely see anybody that adores a person who's actually realized God. They usually adore more, or they worship, or they give respect and honor to people who have not realized God.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that is the illusion. If you give respect and honor to where the devotees of the Lord, who are great lovers of the Lord, they have prema. When you give respect, you give your attention, you get purified. Then you get this prize. The prize is the Lord gives himself to you. He awakens in you. He lives with you. He eats with you. He sleeps with you. See, and you're in consciousness of that. Not unaware of that. Yeah. I think we're going to stop here. I think that's enough for now. That's all I can do. But thank you there, Lalita, for reading.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We got any comments here? You want to give us a word there, Lalita, a closing word? Does anybody else want to say anything or ask anything? Do we have any? We can keep this going if you have any comments or. So we'll leave it open there. So give us a word, Lalita.
Yeah, I adore real devotees, Guru Maharaj, and I distinguish them. I see very clearly who is a real devotee and who is not. And I like to be in the association of real devotees. I like to talk to them, hear from them, feel the vibes, feel their devotion. That is, it is very uplifting, it's very inspiring. These exchanges are very deep. Those who are here in the world and who left the body already, and you can know that they live eternally because they have the spirit and they share it with us, with those who are still here on earth. Yeah, for me, you've got to recognize the spirit, you've got to recognize the mercy of Lord Chaitanya to become a real devotee and to relish the association of other devotees. Therefore, we need you. We only need you because you're the only one who is bringing that potency and who gives us the chance to go into those contexts and to have real association with those where the nectar is. And that is, yeah.
Yeah, it's the only real life. It's is this devotional potency is so rare and needs to be, if it's going to be known again, it has to, we have to teach it, we have to show it, we have to demonstrate it. We have to show that the scriptures glorify this. There's people, they've been studying Prabhupada's books for a long time, and some people will recognize and are recognizing it. Yeah, because you gotta, this is the real path. The real path is devotion, and represented by real devotees who got that benediction. See, they awaken that. They get you purified so that you can get this. You can get out of this cycle of birth and death easily.
Yeah, it was just, I had a talk with Janaki just before you went live. We were calling each other and we were talking about real devotee association. And again, she has the same experience to be drained by mundane devotees, not feeling attracted and actually saying, I can't do it. I can't do it anymore to have association with so-called devotees. I'm getting drained, and you have the same experience. Eh?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, they have no life yet. They're the life for, see, when you get purified in this sadhu sangha, then your life becomes a transcendental life. It's a transcendental association. And then you go and you associate with people, even in religion, even in ISKCONs and Vaishnavism, they're not even awakened yet. Therefore, they can't add anything to you. All they can do is suck your energy. See, that's the thing. They take they they don't, and they don't understand you. They can't appreciate you. It's like you're from a visitor from a foreign planet or something, foreign country, and the people don't have feel a relationship. That's why this is so valuable, is to be around devotees who are of the same bent, and are interested in transcendental subject matters, who
It's
relish.
another world. Yeah, it's really another world.
Yeah, yeah. Well said, Lalita Ganga. Okay, yeah,
Yeah, we feel the same. So yeah, yeah, that's why we are so good together.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's rare. See, because the whole world is speculating, and they're not. You cannot. Um, You cannot understand this space, this consciousness. That's why you have to become really a disciple of somebody that's preaching this, in some lifetime. Because you can't, everybody is speculating on. They don't know why they're here, what life is really about universally for everybody. But God does, and his real devotees do, that have the benediction of devotion. They can look at the scriptures and ascertain what is the essence of those scriptures. Nobody else can. That's why I look at ISKCON and I look at the devotees there, the gurus and all that. I don't see, how come you're not ascertaining the essence of these scriptures that have been given to us? How come you don't understand Chaitanya Charitamrita, and you're a spiritual leader, a spiritual master even, and you don't understand the mercy of the Lord Chaitanya? And what? How come you're not at post? You should be at least at postgraduate by now, but people aren't. So it's been given to us by Prabhupada and Krishna, the disciplic line, to now awaken the devotees who, if you come and take what we do seriously, what we say seriously, and get purified, this bhakti will awaken very quickly in you. Otherwise, you'll go and do the many lifetime trip.
Yeah, and it is a narrow gate, it is that triangle that you are taking us upwards.
Yeah.
You got to, Everybody needs to go through it, actually.
Yeah, I mean, just by being here, you should be, if you're really in the right place and you have a real guru, then you should become attached to the guru because it's a transcendental attachment. It's not a mundane thing. And you're attached to his words because those words are the conclusive truth that they're attached to. This is what it's the glue, the conclusive understanding. That's God, is the eternal conception of the Supreme Lord. The book Bhagavad is God in his greatest revelation with the books we have. Greatest revelation to date. There is not others. There you cannot find. That's why you didn't get it if you think even the Bible is great and maybe it's equal to what we're doing. No way. Come on, you're not even thinking straight. Therefore, you're not conclusive. You're not logical. It's like saying when Jesus came, no, let's go back into the Old Testament and speculate on it like we did. And Jesus had the Holy Spirit, very intimate, it was certain you don't pay him any mind. That's the same thing. If anybody's doing that in this Sangha here, see, you're not very smart. This is why you need more purification. You got to see that this is very different. This is the progressive path. Yeah, this is, and Jesus, that second coming is not your speculation on like, oh, he's going to come and he's going to from the cloud and all that and all your other speculations. Yeah. The second coming came, people don't know Jesus. Jesus identified as a soul, as a spirit in relationship to his Father. The second coming is when that spirit that he had comes in you. A lot of even the early Christians didn't understand this point clearly. So they already had the second coming in the Holy Spirit because, what, you think that's different than Jesus? Father, Son, and Holy Spirit is all in one. They're three in one. See, you got the Son, like the servant, and then you got the Holy Spirit, which is Radha, and that's the Krishna way to say that, devotion. And the Father is the ascertaining the scriptures, the Word, right? In the beginning was the Word was with God, the Word was God, is God. See, it's the Word. That's how important. Yeah, it's the Word, man, makes this reality. And your only hope to enter into this reality is the narrow gate of the devotee, on manifesting it in this world and getting purified by going close to that fire, even by video. No other real practical way. The devotee isn't here, devotion isn't here. If devotion is here, everybody's speculating, everybody's more or less in illusion. Demons, demigods don't know the essence of truth. You notice my preaching is different than whatever is in the world. You can't find this preaching amongst all of ISKCON, Gaudiya Smriti, Gaudiya Math, Muslims, Christians, New Age, all the people that you listen to on TikTok, all these influencers, everything. But Gauri's preaching is different than everybody's, except what's actually in the book. Because if you have the blessing of devotion, pure devotion, then you can understand and ascertain these truths and preach them, and anybody listens to you is going to be quickly purified and going to get God as their intimate friend forever. Prabhupada said to find such a devotee like that, when a devotee says, hey, how hard is it to find a devotee of Krishna? And Prabhupada said, well, if you went out in outer space there, very infinite all over there, and you find a log floating around. That's what it's like. And you're lucky to find that log. And if you grab onto that log floating around there, you're saved. because you found the door, you found the gate, you found the real house of God that most people are trying to figure out with their speculations. Yeah. Now that's what you should see, if that's here. And it is. You can see it's here if you get purified. Yeah. Yeah. We're all lucky. I feel lucky to be able to manifest this here in this world. That this path, the world needs it. People need this. Vaishnavas need this. Everybody needs. Johan needs this. You see the result. He just has that insincerity, that hypocrisy. Therefore, he can't take advantage of this. He ends up being an obstacle to this. And, everybody, these gurus, they don't understand. They preach something different, all in the name of God, right? All in the name of Krishna that they don't know. The personality they don't know. All in the name of Radha and Krishna, who they don't know. They don't know Radha. They don't know the devotion. They don't know the pure devotion, the prema. See? But so people they're representing God in the modes of nature, and you can't really do that. You have to have the transcendental mercy of Lord Chaitanya, and that comes in this line here. This is a discussion we really need to have. I mean, is there any sincere people that are consider truth more important than a big false ego? Because this discussion will liberate not only one person but millions if the leaders will accept it, or at least some followers. Yeah. So we keep preaching. It's great. It's gradually people are coming. They're coming and learning. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Lalita, and we'll end it here now. Thank you, everybody. Hare Krishna. Until we meet again.